I'm Diana Upton-Hill.
And I'm Erica Good.
And you're watching Season 2 of Dutch Country Kitchen. Well, here we are. Already the smells are good because I know you've prepared a little bit before we dive in. But tell us a little bit about what we're doing today.
Well, it looks a little extensive, but it's not too labor intensive. So this is for a cheeseburger soup, and if you haven't had it before, it is just a flavorful blend of different vegetables. And to top it all off, I made a turkey the other day, and I saved the turkey broth.
Yes.
And they say the broth is really good for you if it gels up when it cools, and so it gelled a little bit. We have some healthy fats here. So we're gonna start off, I already have this hamburger fried, and there's onions with it. So I'm gonna add some broth and some seasonings, and then we're gonna add the vegetables and let them cook. That's gonna be amazing flavor.
Now, if you don't have turkey broth, is there something else that you would use instead?
Yeah, usually I can just use chicken broth that you buy, but if you have this, use it.
Use that.
Yeah. And we'll put some parsley in and some basil just to get the flavors starting to blend early. And stir it a little bit. And while that's kind of melting and making the broth, we will finish up these vegetables. You can see I prepped some of it.
Yes.
But I wanted to show you this amazing paring knife. This is my favorite paring knife.
And is this
all
Rita?
others I've tried. Yes, this is Rita. And as you can see here, it just pares very easily. Then you can use the little pear, finish it off. All right, that looks about right. I'll just pour this in. It's already melted quite a bit.
Yeah, I love that pop of orange that a carrot gives.
I'm going to put that in the sink for me. All right, then next is the potato. There's something else cool about this peeling knife that I can showcase with the potato. So, just peel it like normal. And I bet you didn't know the way the tip is shaped. If there's a eye in there, you can just go around.
I did not know that.
And it's gone.
Very handy.
Yeah, I think someone showed that to me, and I was like, why have I not known this all these years?
One of those life hacks.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna cut up this potato.
And which kind of knife is this? I see.
Oh, this is the serrated paring knife again. It's one of my favorites, as you probably noticed.
You're chopping the potatoes maybe smaller than some people might. Will these actually cook faster that way?
Yeah, and cheeseburger soup is just a lot of, I mean, we have the carrots grated small, the potatoes small. Just kind of like it that way for cheeseburger soup. So, or you could just use the same serrated knife. I like to cut off the ends and then just cut along strips like this and finish it up.
I love the crispness of celery.
All right, thank you.
That looks phenomenal.
It smells really good from over here. So while that continues to get ready to simmer and boil, we'll start on our next part, which is just like a flour gravy to kind of thicken the soup once it's tender. So we melt the butter.
Is this any particular kind of butter?
Oh, almond butter as always.
Our favorite.
Yep. All right, so the butter is melted and starting to bubble.
Yes.
So this is called like a flour gravy. You stick your flour right into the butter, kind of stir it around, and it'll kind of bubble up. Just keep stirring. And it just kind of makes a nice thick soup.
Yeah, I was going to say
it's not
kind of creating a paste almost.
You know, some people can just know the perfect gift to give at the perfect time and just always deliver. That's one of my aspirations. But my Aunt Lorraine, one time she drove 5 hours to come help us out one weekend when we were having a sale. It was in the fall.
Wow.
And she somehow managed to bring her cheeseburger soup along with her
on a
for
5
hours. And it was delicious and
That's
very
amazing.
timely. All right, so this just needs to get bubbling. A lot of cooks in the past, they would fry something and then they'd have their leftover pan drippings and they'd make, you know, the famous gravies of the past era. Everything had gravy on it. And so this is pretty much how they do it. They just add flour to whatever fat or drippings they had. And when they let it bubble a little while, they'd add the milk.
Probably a whole milk.
Yeah.
That's what we'll be using today.
You just stir this until it starts getting thick. And you see this Rado one works great for that because it really mixes in.
Yes, I remember you using that tool in season 1.
Yeah, pancakes, I think.
Yes, I believe it was pancakes. And is it important to keep stirring this entire time to avoid lumps, or what's the...
Yeah, or it can start burning on the bottom of the pan. I'll start going to kind of scoop the edges a little bit. Got some carrots in there. Let's check on our soup a little bit.
Smelling great.
Oh wow, it's boiling. The soup gets better the longer it simmers, right?
I think so. Allows all the ingredients to really mix in
just
with
look
one
at
another.
Look at that blend of vegetables.
Beautiful. I love the colors.
Yes. All right, so did you already guess what we're making in the next part of this session?
I see a mixer here. I see flour. I feel like we're going to bake something, which is always a good, good thing in my book. Yeah. So, I'm excited to. I won't sneak peek at your recipe though. You can tell. You can tell us when you're ready.
We're going to do. It's called Anne's Sugar Cookies, and Anne is Levi's mom, and I don't know, like sugar cookies seems like they don't have anything in them, but they're amazing somehow. And I have a special trick to add beauty to them for special occasions. So if you want to stir this,
Sure thing.
I might move on to the cookies. It's starting to get thick already, I think.
All right, well, we are all set up now at one of my favorite stations, the
Yes.
mixer for baked goods. And
That's
you've
right.
already told us a little bit about these cookies. Tell us about the ingredients you're using today.
So of course my all-time favorite, almond butter. I'm gonna stick some of that in there. We have eggs, sugar, vanilla, just some basic cookie ingredients.
All the
It just
staples.
depends on how you put them together to make it perfect. Levi was all excited when he found out we were gonna be making cookies today, these cookies. Number one, he wants to eat them when we're done.
Why wouldn't he?
And number two, he just loved making these cookies with his mom when he was a kid.
That's really special that he helped her.
Yeah, yes. And now my children love doing that as well. So of course, like most cookies, we're gonna blend the butter and sugar together first and then add the eggs and vanilla.
Looks tasty. Butter and sugar, what do you know?
Can't go wrong. Yeah, you can use a hand mixer to make these cookies, but just make sure everything gets blended super well, because otherwise it doesn't stick together right. It just has to be really blended. First couple times I made them, they just weren't turn out till.
And your butter was pretty soft when you put it in.
Yeah, super soft butter always helps. So we're gonna turn this on and then add the eggs and vanilla. Scrape down the sides.
Guys, it already smells really great.
Okay, you can kind of see how it's almost poofed a little bit. So we're ready to add salt, baking powder, baking soda, and the flour.
Okay.
And like normally my flour, I kind of aerate a little bit when I measure it. I don't pack it down.
Sure.
So be careful you don't pack your flour down with this cookie and get too much flour in. Scrape down the sides again. Just make sure everything is mixing together like it should. These cookies are the stuff of legends.
I can't wait to try them.
So these cookies, you can look at the dough, it looks aerated almost. And so it's been blended well and ready to make a delicious cookie.
Very exciting.
So in my mind, there's like 2 stages of the perfect cookie. Fresh out of the oven or frozen and just taken out. So I often make extra cookies and stick them in the freezer. Then if I have last minute guests or the kids need a snack or I need a snack, you can just pull it out and
Smart.
eat some. All right.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Okay, let's get started making the cookies, and then I can show you my special trick for making beautiful cookies.
Oh, I love the special tricks.
Okay, if you would mind to scoop the cookies out onto here, then I will shape them into the perfect shape.
Okay.
All right, then I usually like to just grab these and make them into a little bit more of a circle shape. And then we have the flour reveal. And that, what does this look like to you?
Well, that looks like a thread spool.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
Okay.
But my mother-in-law had these lovely cookies with flower shapes on top, and I was like, well, surely that's a cookie press or something very hard. Nope, empty spool of thread and just push down on it. And then when it bakes, kind of flattens out and makes a perfect flower shape.
Look at that. That's amazing.
Yeah,
What a
it's super
handy
cool.
tip.
And my children, like, that's their favorite part. They're just like making the flower shapes on all the cookies. And the sprinkles. They put so many sprinkles on, you can't even see the cookie. But I guess that's the best part. I like to use a smaller cookie dough scoop so I don't feel guilty eating 2, you know?
Oh, well, yeah. That way you get more.
That's right. Oh, these look good. All right. Would you like to do the honors of the sprinkles?
Well, sure.
I might turn the pan like this. And you can just sprinkle them right on top of the cookies.
Nice festive color in the red.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have too many sprinkles, right?
Exactly. And we have our oven preheated at 350, so it's good to put in the oven.
Great.
You mind to open the oven door for me? Thank you. The key to a perfect cookie is slightly under baking them, so we'll just put them in for about 10 minutes, check and see how they look.
Perfect. And we're back at the soup now.
That's right, so we have our thick flour here. We're just gonna put into the soup.
Which is bubbling nicely.
Yes. The potatoes are soft, celery soft. It's almost finished. All right, so we add this and stir it around until it's kind of mixed in. Then you just need to let it boil for about 2 minutes or simmer on low until the whole soup kind of thickens. And then you add some of the best parts, some pepper, some cheese, and your taste of salt. That's always the best cooks taste their food and make sure there's not too much salt or too little salt.
Yeah, we've got to
right?
add the cheese or it wouldn't be cheeseburger soup,
That's
right?
And then at the very end, we'll add some sour cream.
Perfect.
All right, so let's just let this simmer for about 2 minutes.
Oh, that smells incredible.
Yes, we're ready to finish. Oh wait, did you hear that?
Yes, I did. I think the cookies are done.
Well, we can finish this up later. We can always make time for cookies. Oh, they look amazing.
Yes, they do.
Let's get these off and on the cooling rack. Does it look like a little flower on the cookies? You see
I'm
that?
seeing a flower. I'm definitely seeing a flower.
Yeah, so
These would
much
be fun to decorate too, even if you had some frosting and your kids could tackle, you know, making the petals and different colors.
Or different festive shapes. The girls like putting the shapes on, not the sprinkles, but I think they're too crunchy myself.
Oh, sure.
The first. I prefer the sanding sugar.
Awesome.
All right. Perfect. Should we finish the soup now?
Yes.
All right.
Get that cheese in there for the cheeseburger.
Yep. And let that melt. And then some pepper. And we'll just put a little bit of salt in, then will you do me the honors of tasting and seeing if it tastes good?
I suppose, Erica.
All right, good.
Grab a spoon.
So this is definitely going to be a nourishing cheeseburger soup. It has the turkey broth, all kinds of veggies, some protein.
It does sound very nutritious.
Yeah.
Very filling.
All right. Don't burn yourself. Is it good?
That's very delicious. Yes.
All right, perfect. Okay, so the last thing to making a ready cheesy cheeseburger soup over the top, we have to add a little bit of sour cream. And one thing about sour cream, if you're adding it into a hot base of any kind, make sure you're done cooking it before you add the sour cream, or else the sour cream will curdle.
You don't want to actually cook sour cream. You want it just,
you can,
I see.
You can put it into a hot soup, but don't let it boil after it's in. And it's not much sour cream, just a little bit.
Looks wonderful.
Yes, I think we should tell the guys and the kids that our food's ready.
Yeah, well, let's have soup and cookies.
Yes. All right, let's finish dishing up this amazing looking soup and cookies. This will make a great meal for kids and for us as well.
Oh yes, I am looking forward to it for sure. And these cookies, I mean, what a great treat to end your meal with.
Yes.
Or I think, like you said earlier, just to sneak in a little snack. Or 2 cookies for your snack, right?
That's right. All right, you ready to sample this and make sure it lives up to its name?
Absolutely. That is delicious.
Yes.
Wow. Well, if you guys are interested in any of the ingredients or products that we used today for the soup and the cookies, make sure you go to DutchCountryKitchen.com. Check it out. We've got links to everything and the recipes as well.
Yes, and remember that every day is a holiday and every meal is a feast.